Hi everyone, from me, Brent Graham of goodforthegame.co.za, and welcome to this stage 16 betting preview of the Tour de France. Well, we're coming off a rest day, and I don't know about the riders, but I certainly needed absolutely exhausted. It's been a brilliant tour. It's been a draining tour. It's been a bloody expensive tour for me, unfortunately, but I've loved every minute of it. Well, let's get started. Have a look what happened on Sunday, of course, finishing on a mountain. Well, it was very much a mountain stage. The breakaway got clear, and it was the two Woutes who ended up battling it out. Wout pulling away from Wout van Aert on the penultimate climb up that very steep one, and he ended up putting 2 minutes and 8 seconds into him. Bergadu, a very strong finish there from the Total Energies man, very impressive. He was 3 minutes down, and our pick, or my main pick, Ciccone and Woods were in the break, but Woods never lasted long, and Ciccone ended up finishing down there in 14th. As far as the general classification goes, it was one of those stages where I guess a lot of people are saying now advantage Vingegaard, because this was a stage where Pogačar could possibly have taken some time from him. Although UAE were very strong when they did come to the front, you had Yates there and Soler up the road. Pogačar wasn't able to put time into Vingegaard, and they finished together again. So let's have a look what that means as far as the general classification goes. At this stage, we've got Pogačar 10 seconds behind Vingegaard, with Rodriguez now moving onto the podium ahead of Hindley at 5:21. And in fact, Yates now attacking Rodriguez's podium position. But Yates, I guess, there's other ways that he can be used as well. But no doubt he is, in his mind, targeting a top three. Just looking further down the line there, Simon Yates started to fade. Gadu also struggling. And Martin, as usual, popping into the top 10. Let's have a look at what that means then from a betting perspective. And that's the King of the Mountains. Here we go. We've got Jonas Vingegaard, 8-10. So there was a slight change in the betting. Vingegaard has effectively swapped places with Pogačar after that stage, although I'm not so sure it was a very easy climb to put distance into Vingegaard, quite frankly. It was a fairly flattish gradient. Pogačar 21-20. Let's then have a look at the mountains classification. This is getting very interesting. You've got Ciccone, who will be in polka dots with Paulus, who I don't think has any chance. He's really, really battling to stay in touch on the climbs. And Vingegaard and Pogačar just in behind that. Now, of course, we're going to have some big GC racing coming up, but the question is going to be whether they're racing for the stage or whether they're racing for just for position, and the real big mountain points have gone. Even Wout van Aert probably can't be discounted there on 47 points. If we have a look at the betting there, we've got Ciccone, a 2-1 favorite, Pogačar and Vingegaard there at 9-4, Wout van Aert 13-1. The other classification, I think that's it as far as the classifications go. The other betting, I'll just have a quick look at is the is the team classification. World Sports Betting have got Ineos Grenadiers and Jumbo-Visma at 7-4. Now, I can tell you that on the forum on Sunday after posting the preview, I decided that Ineos were good things at 5-10. I had a big bet on them, and things started going wrong. They lost a man before the start. Bernal went down, and my 5-10 shot has turned into a 7-4. Even in some places, you can get 2-1 on them. So not looking very good for me there at all. But let's go into stage 16. We've seen how close the general classification is. And here's the profile of the stage, which I don't really think does it justice. I'll bring up something now which perhaps gives you, let me quickly pop this up. It gives you a better indication. It's a little bit more condensed. There's actually a bit of a climb early on. And then we've got this stretch of about, 60 to 20, sort of 6-point-something kilometers of climbing, of which only a certain portion of it is actually classified. So if we look here, you've got 2.5 kilometers at 9.4%, but that definitely doesn't do it justice. So in other words, this is not a time trial for the specialists. It is only 22 kilometers long. And by specialists, I mean the guys who can go really fast on the flat roads. This is a time trial for the guys who can climb, because even if you can gain a lot of time here and you're not a climber, you're going to lose a tremendous amount of time over the final 6 kilometers. So, there's no point talking tactics in that here. I think the only tactic you could look at here is really how hard you go in the early stages, how you time your effort over the 22 kilometers. Because if you go too hard early, you could definitely fade, on this latter stretch. And the other thing to watch is the weather here. There is chances of thunderstorms at some stage. At this stage, it looks likely that the guys who go last might actually get the best of conditions, but that may change very quickly. And there is some sort of tricky descending and that here in this section. So if it is wet, it would certainly give advantage to anyone who did start on a dry road. Let's have a look at the betting for the stage. And here we got Pogacar and Vingegaard at 27-20. Now, at this stage, I must once again mention World Sports Betting refund on a second place, because I've looked at this. Yes, Wout van Aert, he's 6-1. He's certainly, he's got the ability, but that climb, I think, makes this virtually a two-horse race. I could be wrong, and in fact, based on my Tour de France form, I probably am. But 27-20, Pogacar and Vingegaard. I'm picking Pogacar here. He's going to be my pick for the stage. I'm a massive Pogacar fan, to be quite blunt. I'm taking 4 units on him, which is a fairly biggish bet at 27-20. But I'm taking that because of the fact that if he runs in the top, in fact, I'm going to change that in my mind right now. I won't change the side. I'm going to make that a 5-unit play. But I'm taking that because if he does get beaten by Vingegaard, it is a two-horse race. You'll get your money back in terms of the WSB promo. Now, of course, if you like Vingegaard, I would suggest as well taking it with WSB, because the same logic would apply. There's every chance that these two finish first and second, and perhaps not all the bookies cover it, but I think sometimes Sporting Bet have a forecast where you could get like a Pogacar, Vingegaard 1-2. That might be something to look at. Aside from that, I'm going to go to the match bets, and on our WhatsApp group, at Kruet Lem on Twitter, posted this, where he posted a couple of picks, but this is the one I particularly like. I think it's quite well priced. It's 2 units Rodriguez over Yates. This is now a match bet, so it's just the two of them racing each other. 2-1 does seem big for Rodriguez. He's obviously looking to defend his podium position. We haven't got a lot of time trial form to go with on him, but he rode a very good flat time trial in the Tour of Spain. I think it was last year, which, we've already seen how well he climbs in this tour. He could certainly go well. And although Yates has time trialed well this year and certainly will enjoy the route, I've got to say that at 2-1, Rodriguez must be an option there. Yates, I guess he is going to go flat out for it, but he also knows he's got a very big day working for Pogacar the next day. So one of those things for Yates at the moment, he's probably torn between his own podium sort of ambitions and the fact that he's got a lot of hard work to do in the race. So I'm going 2 units Rodriguez over Yates, and let's hope Kruet Lem can bring us a winner here. That's the end of the Stage 16 betting preview. I'm going to enjoy the rest of the rest day. It's certainly been one of my more productive days work-wise. In fact, in the Tour de France, it's only the rest days where I'm really productive. But I will be back for the Stage 17 preview, and that will be a late Tuesday night or the early hours of Wednesday morning. Enjoy the stage. Always enjoy these time trials, and let's hope Pogacar comes flying home.